I'm here. I'm here without you. And never, well, I mean, I feared that I would miss you far. That I would miss you deeply if ever we were to really, really separate. I feel like I feel like my worst fears about the feelings of it have come true and then some. It's the way I feel here without you. I don't even know if there are words to put to it. It's almost like feeling a hole within me, but also not, because I suppose every time I go to liken it to a hole or a vacuum, it's more like, I don't know, it's like it's already filled with you. It's like everywhere I turn, I see signs of you. I hear about you. I think about you. I have memories, so many memories with you. And it's like you're there. So it's like you're not really gone, but you're not there and you're not here. And there's so many things going on in my life, so many messes that I've made and so many circuses I've joined. And I feel like a fool because all I can think about is that if you were here, you would know what to do. You would know just the right way to tap me in the right direction. You would know just when I needed a break. You would know whether to comfort me or kick my butt. You would be able to tell me who was friend or foe and when to stay and when to go, when to hold them and when to fold them. You always, I don't know, divine feminine, you always know. And I feel like I'm here and now I'm no longer looking at like, I mean, how do I put it? It's like I feel like I've woken up from some sort of like deep spell and I see how I spent so much, especially of the last few years, like focusing on things that really, in days like these, they don't really matter. 3D stuff, connections that were never going to be long term, and the connections that were meant to be lessons, you know what I mean? Learning to let things go, learning to hold on to what's actually important. And you know what I realize? There's been some big things going on. I hope that by the time that I get to you, that you'll still want to hear about it all. But I'll understand if you don't. Because I look back at everything I've done, and it's funny because I feel like I've manifested everything that I said that I wanted in front of me. And it's just a bunch of empty cups. Like, yeah, I have the cups, but there's nothing to fill them with. It's like, I guess I never really understood the meaning of how a woman can make a house a home. And now I'm just thinking about how, I don't know that it's so much necessarily a gender thing, but with you, you just know. Like, I feel like we could be in a cardboard box in the middle of the woods and somehow you would make it feel like the most comfortable place on earth. You would know just what to say, and if you didn't know, you'd find the way. You're like that. And it's funny because there's been so many times in my life that I realized I was doing things that I was inspired to do by you. The only person I've ever met who actually does something, says something, who isn't afraid to make mistakes, or rather, I know that you say that you're afraid and you do it anyways, but that's what I mean, feminine. You find a way, you find the courage, you do something. I feel like spirit is like, I feel like spirit has taken everything that I said that I wanted and manifested it, and now I don't know. It's like I'm in a room of circus mirrors, the maze in the fun house, trying to figure out how do I navigate my way out. Like which of these options will lead me back to my feminine, and what's funny is I just keep seeing reflections of myself. I feel like I never really I know I stopped to look in the mirror to shave, to do things like that on a regular basis, though I don't think I ever really stopped and looked at myself in the mirror, like looked to see who was in there behind those eyes. Lately I keep thinking about my eyes, and they remind me of your eyes. There is an intensity to them, isn't there? Or at least I feel like there used to be. Now I look at my eyes and I feel like all I really see is sadness. And then I think about the pictures that you shared along your journey. I think you shared some on social media recently, kind of a comparison of things, and I can see where your eyes were full of sadness. Even standing by my side, just the depth of sorrow in them. And I can see your eyes now. And you know what's funny, feminine? I feel like in learning to look at my own eyes and then having yours to compare, that I see that sorrow is still there, but it's not holding you anymore. It's like that whole the eyes are the window to the soul, and I can see that yours is full of warmth and light, that the sorrow dances in there amongst it all and almost makes the good stuff better. And then I look around at the eyes around me of the people around me, karmics and family and everyone, and you know what's crazy? I feel it's crazy to say, but mostly I look at them and I feel like I see emptiness, not sorrow, not joy, not warmth, not spark, just emptiness. And I don't know if that's because I feel kind of empty right now and I'm just seeing that in others, but I know that I can see more in yours. I look at my children, I can see more in theirs. And I feel like I look at strangers and I can see different things in their eyes. So why? Why are all the people around me have empty eyes? I don't know the answer to this yet, feminine, but it feels like it's something to do with something. It's the best way I can describe it. I found myself kind of in this, not a standstill necessarily, kind of a sit still. I feel like in some ways, like, spirits put me in sort of a timeout. Like my mom would have said, go to your room and think about what you did. You remind me so much of my mother. So many ways. All the best ways, especially. And you know what's funny is, in the past, all I could think about was, how do I get enough money? How do I get enough enough land or house or reputation, or how do I get all these 3D things? When in my heart always was, how do I feel lovable? How do I find genuine love? How do I learn to speak my truth and stand in it beautifully like you? And I think about all the things that you've told me and the things that you freely teach to anyone willing to listen, about doing the inner work, about learning to embrace and live within your emotions, not try to avoid all emotions or push them all away. I feel like maybe that's the cup that I want to manifest. I keep feeling like I want to say need, but I know I've been learning the difference between want and need. I want to manifest that emotional stability. I I want to feel that sort of self-love in myself that I see you feeling in you. I can't tell you, feminine, how envious that makes me. I've had I've had feminines in my life who have used money and other masculines and family and children to tangle me up in competitions and jealousies and various just nonsense, I suppose. There's even a part of me that liked it. I suppose there's still a little part that does. I'm still learning to accept some of the things about me that don't feel like society would appreciate them, or like I should feel the way that I feel, but I'm trying to remember the lessons that you left for me. Kind of like little breadcrumbs for me, hopefully, to find my way back to myself so I can find my way back to you. I keep thinking about how I mean, you didn't let me get away with crap, but you certainly were not judgmental about any sort of fetish or oddity or peculiarity that was a part of me. You loved it the same as you loved all the things that everybody loves. You loved the real me. You're the only one that I've ever really shown that me to. And I keep thinking, why am I sitting around with these empty cups? And then I think about mama stuff, and I'm thinking because I need to think about what I've done. Because I need to consider that I've not been a good friend or a good father or a good masculine for my own heart. Like I feel so, maybe that's the vacuum. I feel so guilty lately. So mad at myself, so disappointed. And I look around in my life and I'm so incredibly bored, and then that makes me feel guilty too because I manifested all of this. Shouldn't I be happy with it? Shouldn't I feel grateful? Shouldn't I have something to show for it, something to show off to the world? But you know what's funny? I feel like I spent so much time being petty because I was upset that you told me to go grow up, and you made it plain that you always love me and you're not going to play the games that other people play, though you're still going to hold your boundaries and you're going to keep going and you're not going to wait for me. And that I look at you and how you're so, I don't know, unshakable, unfuckwithable, and the things that you do, like no matter what life throws at you, it's like one of those scenes in some fancy magic movie where like somebody throws some sort of fireball spell at you and you're just able to instantly turn it into water that's warm and like splashes over you, and when it's done you like glow even more. It's like it just washed your hair. Like I don't know how you managed to do it, but I want that so much. And it feels selfish of me. It feels selfish of me to want to put down everything that I said that I wanted so that I can follow you, so I can learn to do what you do, so I can be like you, so I can feel like the kind of masculine who deserves to stand by your side, not one that you have to hold his hand through every emotional thing, not one who says I don't know as an answer to everything, not one who takes forever for ghosts or puts pirates first, not one who puts everyone else first and so he never takes care of himself and can't be the partner that you need when you need someone to. Lately, I keep thinking about what kinds of things you might be wishing for. Because I feel feminine like, I feel like before this adventure, this crazy little thing we call love happened, before I met you, that I never would have thought about these things, but I feel like having met you and gone through what we've been through, and then going through separation as long as it's been, that only in the experience of having met and gotten to know at least a part of you, that I look at all these things that everyone else says to make priority, money and status and gossip and materialism, and I don't really care about any of it. And I can see, I feel like I'm learning lessons that you tried to tell me about, but I wouldn't listen. I wasn't in a place that I could. But I see it now, and I look around, and I feel like I'm beguiled feminine, because it's like, I used to want all of these things. And my feminine, she used to tell me all the time that they were not things that would really make me happy. You know me so well. You know me better than I know myself. And that makes me envious too. You know me. I am a little competitive. It feels like you have everything I don't. It feels like I manifested everything on the external, and assumed that when I had it, my heart would finally feel full, or at least peaceful. And I feel like with my stubborn butt, the only way I would ever learn the lesson that external things would not bring me inner peace was by going and manifesting every one of them and seeing how hollow and empty it is there when you have it all, except that one that really loves you, fills every moment full of magic and miracle and wonder and mystique and charm and music and warmth. Did I say warmth? I feel like everything I have is cold. You know, like that King Midas thing, everything you touch turns to gold, but I feel like instead with me, it's everything I touch turns cold. I don't have a jacket, which reminds me of all the times that you've given me yours. I don't know, feminine, I feel I feel like what I've set for myself is a dauntless task. Yet I know that it'll be the most worthwhile one I've ever wanted to go on. The path back to you. It means leaving a lot behind. Old ways, probably some family. And I don't know, I feel like the rest really isn't all that much. But it'll be a distant journey to travel, and I know there are so many things that I don't know, many things that you taught me that I don't remember, but in a funny sort of way, it always seems to pop in when I need it. It's almost like our time before separation, it's almost like it was set up so that you could give me all the answers, so that when you weren't there, I already had the answer, and it came from you. I hope that continues, because I am tired. I know that the way to feel beautiful energy again is to at least to choose what I think that you would choose. At least to think about my choices, to negotiate better, to have better boundaries, to choose to be happy and grateful and full of joy, to choose to love myself. Oh, feminine, there's such pictures in my mind of the days I feel like I can stand at your side and smile at you the way you smile at me, and know that you'll just know that I have learned to love me. And somehow, without words, you'll know that means that I feel worthy of learning to love you in the ways that you deserve.